The Full-Time Review is supported by and brought to you by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental, and also by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed around the world. The future of global procurement is right here. We're a few days late to the party, but it was an excellent win for Aberdeen as they kicked off their season with a very impressive 3-0 away win against Queen of the South in the Premier Sports Scottish League Cup. So it meant this. Now, take into consideration there were a couple of games played last night. Adrionians absolutely thumping East Kilbride 8-0, and Queen of the South getting off the mark, beating Dumbarton by 2-0. So Adrionians top Group A as it stands. Our next game is against East Kilbride on Saturday, and it's a 3 o'clock kickoff in the UK. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very good evening and a very warm welcome to the show. I'm really sorry about Monday night. We had some terrible technical issues and eventually I was able to get to the bottom of it thanks to the help of a pal of mine. So over here, it's been ridiculously hot in recent days, like touching 30 degrees. And where my studio is, it's basically a loft. And there's absolutely no air circulating up here whatsoever. So when I came in on Monday, this place felt like a sauna. And basically, what happened was my computer decided to overheat and shut the whole shooting match down. But we've got it all sorted, and I've even bought myself a fan. His name's Michael. Please take my wife. So the place is nice and cool, and here we go. So tonight, we'll obviously look back on Saturday's very good win against Queen of the South, and also a few bits and pieces that have come out of the club over the past 48 hours or so. So tonight we can do a bit of a review and just chat everything general Aberdeen tonight. So no time scale on the show this evening. We'll just go as we see fit. A little bit later, I'll be talking to Terry McDermott all the way from New Orleans. Now, if you're not aware of Terry is an Aberdonian, born and bred, used to work at the football club. He then found fame in America, where he was the runner-up on the US version of The Voice. He's the lead singer of a band called Lotus Crush, and he is an unbelievable talent and a huge Aberdeen fan. So Terry and I caught up from his home in New Orleans at the beginning of the week, and we just had a wee chat about the Dons. So that's going to come up all a little bit later. So just before we get into it and get you guys on, just wanted to sort of give you my tuppence about what I felt about Saturday. First and foremost, I think it's quite obvious that we can already see the progression under Jimmy Tillin. High press with intensity. And it was great to see that the players are buying into that mentality already. I've got a couple of quotes from Jimmy, which I'll bring to you in just a moment. It was great to see that he's really pleased with the team spirit so far, considering they've only really had 3 weeks together. What I particularly enjoyed on Saturday was the fact that he went around the entire bench high-fiving everybody. I think that's really important, that everybody is all-inclusive, because it makes everybody feel part of the bigger picture, the team, if you like. And I was really impressed by that, because I have to say, I can't ever remember an Aberdeen manager doing that in my lifetime. I could be wrong, but I genuinely can't recall that ever happening from an Aberdeen manager, where he goes on literally everybody on the bench. So yeah, Sivert Nielsen, thought he looked very composed. I thought he looked like he'd been with us for years. I was hugely impressed with Peter Ambrose when he came on. I think we've got a real player there. Looked very busy, looked very dangerous and right up for it. So I was delighted to see his contribution on Saturday as well. So let's just get Jimmy on. Just picked a couple of quotes for you to have a quick look at. So he said, "I am pleased we were able to win, but also to see the players really try to play with the identity we want to create, the intensity, how we press, how we work with each other, the team spirit." He went on to say, "We need to be focused on some parts of our game, then go on to others. Now we are focusing a lot on the pressing and how we arrive in the box when we attack. So let's see how we can keep building the team. I've put some stats together for you as well. I know it's a few days after the event, but we enjoyed 57% of possession. In total, we had 11 shots at goal, of which 5 were on target, 4 were off. And we won 3 corners during the game as well. So that's all your stats for you. So just let me clear the timeline, because there was another something that came out today, which I just want you to have a quick look at. So I don't know whether you're on Instagram or not. Oh, hang on a second. Just let me cancel that and let me bring, sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. There's just something I want to show you. So as I said, I'm not sure if you're on social media or not, particularly Instagram, but Dante Palvara, he gave an update on his condition and how his surgery went. So he had surgery on this injured hamstring. So he posted that picture and basically said, successful surgery, 1 day closer. And he also said, I'm coming for whoever snapped my damn hamstring last week at Cormack Park. So it's really good to see him looking very well and feeling very positive about everything as well. Right, so we'll just get rid of that and we'll get Terry ready so that we can go to him in just a moment. Terry, where are you, dear boy? Terry, where are you? There he is. Okay, so we'll bring that to you very shortly. Right, let's start getting some of your comments in, see how you're all doing. Oh, there's lots of you on tonight. That's great to see. So Gordon Keith Ritchie came on and said, good evening, all professional, job done on Saturday. Plenty of time for the players to get to know each other's game, and I am confident we will have a good season. Come on, you Reds. Graham Barron is here. Hi, Graham. Evening, Ali and fellow dandies. I heard the Bologna deal for Miovski could be off as they have signed somebody else. Hopefully, we can keep a hold of him now. Great game on Saturday. Comfortable win. Gavin Wilson said, thought Sokla did a fine job on Saturday. Shinnie looked like his old self. It's a pity Vinny never got on the pitch to let us see a different player. I'm not convinced by the goalie. A couple of poor passes. First game, I'm not going to overly criticise at this stage. First game, there's going to be cobwebs. For me personally, I didn't really overly have an issue with it. It'll all come. It'll all fall into place. Can't be bothered, I said, I heard Vinny had picked up an injury in the warm-up. Nothing too serious, so hopefully he'll get minutes against East Kilbride. I must admit, I'd really like to see Vinny come on and see his progression. See the new Vinny. Kaiser's on. Wishing everybody a good evening. Fit like, he says. Bob Duff is here. Hi, Bob. Monadon, some good stuff on Saturday. Very, very encouraging. Got you, Bob. Kirsten McKechnie's on. Hi, Kirsten. Good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. So glad the football is back. Oh, aren't we all? Dearie me. Graham Barron said, I really liked Nielsen's performance on Saturday. He was always looking for the ball and was very vocal. Have to give Morris credit as well, as that was the best I have seen him play. Terry and I talk about Shaden Morris in just a moment. Baz Strachan said, evening everyone. Good start to the season with the win. Evident that players need more game time to sharpen up and get the speed back into their play. Keeper had a few moments, that's for sure. Fraser Gunn is here. How are we doing, Fraser? Good to see Morris show what he could do. Esther looked clinical. Shinzo was outstanding for me. Thought there was a lot of energy within the team, which was encouraging. Kaiser said that he was chuffed for Esther Sokla. Yeah, I must admit, I was too. You know, we actually spoke about it, didn't we, in the preview show, that what an opportunity he's got now to really cement the starting berth up front for the Dons. It is going to be interesting to see what happens with Bojan over the next few hours. Sorry, next few days, give or take. You know, if Bologna have got a new signing, if they've brought the new signing in, will they still go for Bojan? Who knows? Could that persuade Bojan to stay? Could Yimi persuade him to stay? I'd be fascinated to be a fly on the wall at Cormack Park at the moment to see how Bojan has reacted to Yimi's training methods down at Cormack Park this week. So yeah, I guess all we can do is just watch this space. Baz Strachan said, enjoyed seeing the team spirit and bond on the bench each time we scored, making everyone feel part of each goal and celebrate together. It was great to see. Completely agree, mate. Loved it. Neil McDonald said, Shinny, bringing memories of Archie Gemmill, Argentina 78. What a finish, eh? I didn't even know he had that in his locker. Absolutely brilliant. Bob Duffer said, Esther will score a barrel load, born to score goals. Neil709 is on, wishing everyone a good evening. He can't be bothered, has said, would like to see McGarry tried as a winger, but he's got good pace and can pass a ball. Scott W said, an excellent start from the Dandies. It could have been more than 3, but more important was to see a style of play emerging, plus points all over the pitch. Exactly. Barry Cool is here. Hi, Barry. How are you doing? He's on holiday in Portugal. Have an absolutely brilliant time, Barry. Steve Williamson says, good evening, Ali. Glad to see you back. Me and my Luna are back from an amazing weekend in Cologne. It was roasting hot there also. Great result on Saturday and looking good for the season ahead. Stuart Malcolm has said, evening, Dandies. Hope everyone is keeping fine. Al Hay is here. Hi, Al. How you doing? Good winning performance. Would have liked to see Vinny get a run. We know what Duncan can do. Not much. Barry Cole says, was down Saturday and team was closing down when ball goes to defence. Stuart Malcolm is predicting on Saturday already that it will be 6-0 at half-time to the Dons. You read it here first. Kaiser said, Talene looks a class act. Hi, John. John Dorwood is on. How you doing? Evening, all dandy Dons. Positive start to the season at last. John Herms is on. Hi, John. How you doing? Evening, all. Made it. Top man. Hope you're well. Derek Griffiths has said, good evening, Ali. Very impressed with the boys on Saturday. It's a good start. Hopefully it's a sign of things to come. John Moore has said, we played well first half. Second, not so much. Defence still has a fragility about it, but hopefully gets better game in, out. Once everyone gels, hopefully everyone gets some game time in the next few games. A lot of you are talking about Sivert Nielsen, how impressed you were with him. I thought he looked great. I really did. Fraser Gunn is reminding everybody to press the old like button. If you wouldn't mind, that would be great. Last week's show did unbelievably well. We did over 1,400 views, which is just astonishing. So thank you so much. Keep pressing that like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you've not already subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. It's totally free. Richard Mickey McMillan said, agree about the cobwebs, Ali, in terms of the goalkeeper. It will all get better. It will. Gareth Mackey said, hi Ali, how you keeping, buddy? Doing just fine, Gareth, thank you. Any idea who vice captain will be? Angus? As assuming Shinza won't start every game. P.S. See the Ramadani pic of him in the gym with his Don's top. Once a red, always a red. There was a bit of confusion on Saturday, and I must admit it confused me as well about who was suspended and who wasn't. So I got it on good authority that Angus MacDonald was suspended and wasn't going to be able to be even selected. Yet he was. I think it was the SFA website put up on their suspension list that Shinza was suspended, couldn't play, but he did. And then obviously we found out that league games don't count in the cup games, hence why Angus was available and Shinza was available. So that was just to clear everything up there, because I must admit that threw me at the weekend. Right, so look, there's plenty of chat on there. We'll come back to it in just a moment. Just before we get Terry on, Barry makes a good point. Movement was good on Saturday. Teams certainly have taken on board what JT wants. Right, let's get Terry McDermott on. So Terry and I spoke, well, this was initially due for Monday's show. So we spoke on Monday morning from his home in New Orleans. We spoke about the game, we spoke about Duke, and what else did we speak? Oh, lots and lots of different things. So it's nearly 5 minutes long, but I really hope you enjoy the chat between myself and Terry McDermott. Hi Terry, great to see you. Thank you so much for jumping on. As always, I can't believe you're wearing a beanie hat in that weather in New Orleans.
How you doing, mate? It's I guess it's my safety blanket after. It's nice in here, like the aircon's going, and it's great. It actually gets a bit chilly, but yeah, I certainly wouldn't be wearing it outside. I can't make that clear enough.
Right, fella, let's get stuck into Saturday's game. I actually thought it was all right, eh?
Yeah, I've got absolutely no complaints about the way we
Yeah.
played on Saturday. And after a summer where, is Jimmy Thielen coming? Is he not coming? Um, it all seemed a little calm after the Warnock era passed us by with fireworks and circuses and all the nonsense that came with it. It actually felt like proper manager, proper job, proper game. We got it done. Move on.
What about the new lads? I must admit, Nielsen just reminded me. I know he's a different type of player, but there was that comparison to Ramadani. I thought he just fitted in like he's been playing for us for years.
I couldn't agree more. And actually, the one thing I noticed was that if you think about last season with Shinnie playing alongside the Rat, sorry, Baron, or playing alongside another midfielder. Shinnie was basically doing the role of two midfielders at times. And what I saw in this game was we saw Shinnie reap the benefits. Is that when our Norwegian lad drops back? What are you doing, bud? I'm talking to Ali. Sorry,
Welcome to the show.
sorry, my cat's coming in to say hi. Yeah, but
Welcome.
Nielsen was dropping by and dropping down, and it was giving Shinnie the freedom to move around the park. It was giving him the freedom to go forward, and we saw the benefits obviously as he waltzed through the defence. But yeah, obviously we've been crying out for that, absolutely crying out for it. And you're right, watching him drop back and pick up the ball, you did think, well, we haven't had that for a while.
Mm. I must admit, I can see the elements that Yumi is trying to implement about the press, getting through everything quickly, moving the ball quickly, finding space. And I think one player who really benefited from that, and I got to say I'm delighted with him because the jury has very much been out for me, is Shaden Morris. It's one of his best games I've seen in an Aberdeen shirt, and long may it continue.
Yes, and I can't be too long on this broadcast, Ali, because I have another entire plate of humble pie to get through. After watching, I basically was talking to mates saying, "Oh God, I'm terrified. Shane Morris is playing." He still owns, in my opinion, probably the worst 25 minutes I've ever seen in an Aberdeen shirt, but um, night and day
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And here's me on the WhatsApp talking to a mate back home saying, "Oh look, Shane Morris is getting to the byline. You can be guaranteed that's not a cross. Crosses, goal." So I don't know. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. If Thielen can if he can get a note out of Shady Mo, then we know he's on to something.
Jerk, jerk.
It's a sad story, isn't it? It's
Yeah. What? Honestly, what is that camp thinking? Seriously.
Yeah, you can't help but think he's been badly advised, and
Yeah.
that they're dropping the nuclear strategy, where they're now going to try and force it. But I don't see that working for him. I don't. It'd be different if we were talking about a player that's gonna pull in 4 or 5, um, £1 million.
Mm,
You can imagine then that we'd be wanting him out the door and we'd be facilitating the sale. But the problem is we have to hold out for the best deal because of the sell on for Benfica.
yeah.
It's like we're not going to see some giant sum of money, so that it has to be the right amount. And now that he's thrown the toys out of the pram, I don't imagine we'll see him in an Aberdeen shirt again, which is very sad considering the hero worship that he's enjoyed.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's a very sad way for him to end his Aberdeen career, given the fact that we gave him a platform to better his career. But the way him and his camp have handled it have been really poor, in my opinion. Mate, listen, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
jumping on. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon, yeah?
awesome, mate. Talk to you later.
Lovely. Bye, mate. Terry McDermott, if you do get a chance, please check him out online. Honestly, if I had half his talent, I might have actually done all right myself back in the day. An absolutely top lad. Right, just before we get back to your comments, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to slightly indulge myself a wee bit here because a lot of you picked up on a LinkedIn post that I put out a few days ago, a video that I posted, and then obviously where you can post on LinkedIn about a new job and a new position. So this is what I'm doing because a few of you got in touch. So I've basically started a new career. I've decided that I'm going to go into public relations and communications. We're going to be very much AI focused. We're going to try and be as modern as we possibly can and human centric. So my aim is to enhance companies' social media posts, help them with their public relations, do football strategy, offer media training to companies, because I think media training in this day and age is hugely important, particularly as a lot of meetings these days are held online over Zoom in front of a camera. And there's a lot of people out there who are still uncomfortable in front of a camera. And if I'm in a position to help, then it's part of the services that I want to offer. So, as most of you know, I went through that terrible illness. Been through some personal stuff recently as well, which I'm not quite prepared to get into at the moment, just purely because of my children. So for me, it's new beginnings. It's a new life. I've been given a second chance, and I'm not over dramatizing things by saying that. And I'm absolutely determined to make a real go of this and to make my children really, really proud of me that I was able to come through what was a horrific 6 months. And your continued support and the number of messages that I received over the past 48 hours since posting the video on LinkedIn, again, has absolutely blown me away. So the website is now live. It's www.ali-beg-pr.com. We're just about finished. There's a couple of tweaks here and there, but it'll give you a really good idea of what I'm trying to do and what I'm going to try and achieve going forward. So if you think it's something that we can do together, you know where I am, just get in touch. But honestly, guys, thank you again for all your support. It's been absolutely, it's just incredible. It just keeps me going. You have no idea. Right, let's get back to your comments. Right. Kirsten's back on saying, hope Vinny gets a chance on Saturday, and also chuff for Sockler, as there's definitely a player there, just needs to get a decent run in the team. John Moore says, if Bojan stays, we need to get his contract extended so protects him and the club, a bit like McCrory. Let him go if a good deal comes in later on. Baz Strachan makes the point about Duke, that there's basically nothing going on since he's gone AWOL, that the club have gone really quiet about it all. So obviously what's happened there is the latest that we got told was he's not speaking to the club directly. He's basically leaving it up to his representatives. You know, I don't think there's much else to say about it, and I don't think we should be wasting our time and our energy on it either. There's quite clearly a player there who doesn't want to be at the football club anymore. So forget him, get him shifted on, and let's concentrate on those that want to be at the football club and want to build a career at Pittodrie. Graham Klein is here. Hi, Graham. Sockler got some high praise from Joe Lewis on the BBC interview. He will get his chance. Reminded them that our wingers were wing-backs under Robson, and they got a hard time when following orders. Angar is on. Hi, Angar. Fit like dandies. Good start to the weekend, but need to see Vinny. Kaiser has suggested that we're still well short of wingers and in midfield. John Dorwood has said, think we're still light in parts. We need to make a decision on our wide players. Morris, Vinny, Duncan, McGarry, Richardson. Yeah, we've got players in abundance in these positions now. I have to say, like what Terry and I discussed, I thought Shaden, honestly, it's one of his best games I've seen in an Aberdeen shirt, but he's got to be consistent. That's been the big problem with Shaden, is that he's just not been consistent enough. Let's also not, and this is not me trying to put a dampener on it, but let's also not try to forget that it is lower league opposition, and he's going to be playing against, with the greatest respect, much better players than what he faced on Saturday. That is when we'll start to really see what he can contribute to the team. Graham Klein went on to also say about Joe Lewis that he was disappointed with McDonald getting frozen out last season. Me too. Kaiser is saying, is Hoylett but a distant memory? So don't forget, Kaiser, that he injured his, I think it was his hamstring when he was away on international duty with Canada. So he's still injured. His contract is up very soon. I think it's the end of this month, actually, his contract is up. So, look, who knows what's going to happen with him. Freedom Podcast has suggested that Sockler will score 26 plus goals this season. Stuart Malcolm says the way Yumi is treating Dante is fantastic. Keeping him involved with the players on a day-to-day basis is very good and a brilliant way for them to bond. I couldn't agree more, Stuart. Absolutely spot on. Kenneth McPherson says, hiya, and back to reality. So a lot of you now talking about Conor Barron. Don't get too bogged down about it, guys. It's done, it's done, it's gone. It's like what I say, you know. Don't waste energy or time on people that don't want to be at the football club. We've got more important things to think about. Rod Cower said it was certainly a positive start to the season. Lots of energy with fast passing and movement in the final third. Felt it went off the boil a bit after the subs, but we were already comfortable. Be nice to each other, eh? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Come on. Thank you, Bob. Top man. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jamie. The musical box as well. Didn't know you were on. Sorry, mate. Interesting to note Hoylett is not on the squad page. Yeah, not at the moment. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that, mate. Kirsten's come back to say, sad about Duke as he was a fan's favourite, but has went about everything the wrong way. Certainly has. Thank you, Matthew. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys, for all the comments about the new PR stuff. That's great. Right, guys. So, excuse me. So we've done nearly half an hour, which is perfect. So this is what we're going to be doing this week. So we've got 2 live shows coming up. So on Friday night, we'll obviously be back with the preview ahead of the East Kilbride game on Saturday. And then on Saturday, we're going to do one of these live watch-along shows. Because the game's not being broadcast live, I really hope Red TV are able to show it. If they are, then obviously we can do the live watch-along show. So the idea behind that show is basically we all watch it together. So for those of you that are not able to watch, you'll just have to trust me, because what I will do is, even though I'm not allowed to commentate on the game because that would be against broadcasting rights, I can sort of give you updates about what's going on. So I can't give a running commentary, but I can certainly comment on the game as it's going along. So that's the idea behind the show, that we all watch it together, that you guys comment as the game goes on. We read out all your comments. And it's just basically a collective of Dons fans just watching the game together and me doing my best to sort of bring you up to date with what's going on in the game. And obviously, hopefully, I should be able to watch it if Red TV get the rights. So that's the idea on Saturday. Obviously, the preview show on Friday as well. So guys, good night. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Sorry it was a few days late, but we've sorted out the gremlins. Everything should be cool from now on. So have a good couple of days and I'll see you again on Friday. Stand free.